Hello everyone, Paul here in the RoJoBe Music Workshop. Welcome back to part 2 of the work that I'm doing on this instrument. So in the first video I put an extra fret down here, one that was missing, and I've made a new bridge for this. So this was the bridge that I had on originally, made I think of wood, might be bamboo, but I've made a new one out of bone, and as you can see it is considerably lower than the original bridge. So I had to bring the action down. The strings above the fretboard were way too high. I didn't show the measurements on camera before, but they, with my gauge for measuring string height, so let's see, on this edge we've got metric millimeters, so it goes basically from 0 right up to 3.5 millimeters, and then if you flip it over you've got thousandths of an inch, and it goes again from 0 right up to 140. Now the optimum string height or action at the 7th fret is about 2.5 mil, or about 100 thousandths. Could be slightly less, but it went off the scale. So it was above 140 thousandths, or 3.5 mil. So it had to come down quite a long way. And to remove 1 millimeter or 40 thousandths from here, you have to take double that off the height of the bridge. So double the height there brings you down to whatever height you're trying to aim for here. So the bridge I've made is very, very small, very low, and off camera you probably won't be able to see it, but I've just cut some notches in there for the strings, not grooves or slots, just a tiny notch so that the string will sit in there and not slide side to side, just to keep the strings in the right position and not move, because it's a floating bridge. The strings have a potential to move around. And I've also, at the nut end, I haven't done very much, but I've just deepened the groove on the outside two strings, for the outside two strings, just a little bit. I knew that it had to come down anyway because they were higher than the middle string. So at the moment I've just filed the grooves a little bit deeper so that they're the same as the middle one. They may or may not still need to come down a bit more. I won't know until I get this thing back together, strung up, and see where we're at. So that's the next stage. Get it all back together, strung up, and see what we have. Also another thing with the bridge, not that it matters too much, but I have marked one end with a T, which is treble side. It's quite symmetrical, so it doesn't really matter too much, but just in case there are any minor discrepancies or differences in height and width, I've just marked it so I know which way around it goes. And also I ground these lugs underneath the tailpiece either side, ground them down so that this will sit lower down on the body, to also help to bring the strings down a little bit. And drilled an extra hole in the middle for the middle string because we only had 2 there and 2 there, so I made the extra hole in the middle. Okay, so let's get it back together. So what I'm going to do first is just loosely attach the tailpiece. I also had to lower the hole here, so I filled in the original hole, and then drilled another one a bit lower down where I ground this down. It's brought it lower. So I'm just going to put the screw in a couple of threads just to hold the tailpiece on, but not tight at the moment, if the screw will stay still, so that I can then start to string it up. Okay, so I'll just put it in a couple of threads, okay, just so that it's not going to fall off, and string it up. So I'll start with the treble string. Okay. So remember, I forgot to mention that I was cutting the grooves in the body here to allow the strings to come down and give me more of a break angle. So let's see how it goes. Hopefully it should be, it definitely will have brought the break angle down some. Not as much as I would have liked, but it should be enough to put the tension on the bridge so that everything works properly. Okay, so that's string one. I'll put all the strings through the tailpiece first and then attach them to the tuners. Okay, and go string two. Kind of. I'm going to take the tailpiece back off. I think it's going to be easier just to get the strings in for now. Okay, that's much easier. And string number three, the bass string. Okay. So now I'll reattach the tailpiece. So at this stage I want to check that the strings are going through those grooves okay. It should be just fine. Yep, all good. It's all good in the hood. Okay, so yeah, I'm happy with that. So I'm not going to do the tailpiece all the way up just now. I want to get all the strings in the tuners first, but I'm just going to do the screw in a little bit more. Okay, that should be enough for now. Okay, so now I'll feed the strings into the tuners. Okay, string number one. Haven't removed the old end piece of the string. Let me just get rid of that first. Why didn't that come out better? Right, I'm just going to pause while I do this because this might take longer than normal. Back in a second. Okay, so I got that little bit of string removed. Now off camera I have gone ahead and just fed all the strings onto the tuners just because it was proving to be a little bit of a faff. So all I've done is just put the strings on the tuners, they're not up to tension yet. So before I tension up the screws, I'm going to now just tighten down the tailpiece. So put the screw all the way in. So because this is a new hole that I drilled, it's quite tight, but better tight than loose. Okay, that's good. Right. So let's now tension up the strings. So I'm just going to do the middle string first, just so that the bridge doesn't keep moving around. Already I can see the action is a million times better. Okay, the bass string, and treble string. Okay, so I don't know how well you can see that, but there is more of a break angle now on the bridge. There's not much, it's not as much as I would have liked. The only way I could get more is to cut these grooves further up, but I don't want to do that, it's going to look horrendous. As it is, it doesn't look too bad. You can't really see the grooves that I've cut in there. Yeah, it looks fine. Okay, so I'll just tension the strings up a little bit more. Because now I want to measure the action to see where I'm at. So as I said before, this went completely off the scale, so well above 140 thousandths or 3.5 mil. So it was probably about 5 mil or about 170 thousandths or something ridiculous like that. So let's see where we're at now, measuring at the 7th fret. Not sure how well I'm going to be able to show you this. So on the treble side, it's still a little bit high. It's 2.75. Actually, that's not too bad. In thousandths, for those of you in thousandths land, it's about, I'd say about 105 thousandths. And on the bass side, about the same. So for metric land, 2.75. I'm quite happy with that. Actually, am I measuring that in the right place? Yeah. Yeah, 2.75 millimeters or 100. Say about 105 to 110 on the bass side. On the treble side, we're looking at around 105 thousandths to probably between 2.5 and 2.75 millimeters. So I am quite happy with that. That's close enough. Your ballpark is probably between metric 2 to 3 millimeters. 3 millimeters is a little bit high. So 2 to 2.5 is optimum, but 2.75 is good. And in thousandths, you're looking at between 90 and 110 thousandths. 110 is a little bit high, so optimum is about 90 to 100. I've got it just over that, maybe somewhere between 100 and 110. So I'm more than happy with that. So now I'm going to tune it up to pitch and check the intonation. Okay. So set to chromatic. Okay. Let's see, I don't know if you can see that. Okay, so strings will probably take a little bit of time to stretch and settle again, not too long because they've been used before. I didn't change the strings because they were new when I put it on this, and I've not played it a great deal. Okay, that's close enough to check the intonation, which should be pretty close as it is because I've got the bridge in the place where the markings were. So let's start with the treble string. Okay, it's a little flat. Yeah, it's flat. Okay, so if it's flat, I need to bring the bridge up. So a good way to remember, if it's sharp, that means the string is short. Sharp is short. Okay, and if it's flat, it means the bridge is too far. Flat is far, flat is far, sharp is short. So it's a little bit flat, so I've got to bring the bridge forward a bit. Retune. It's a bit closer. That's not bad at all, actually. That's pretty good. Bass. Showing a little bit sharp. Let's try an A. Huh? Why was that showing F? Okay, so the treble string is about bang on. The second and third strings are showing a little bit sharp. So what is often the case with instruments like this, especially with a floating bridge, you can angle the bridge so that you keep this side where it is and you can pull the other side back. So that's the same as an acoustic guitar. You know that the saddle on the acoustic guitar is never straight, it's always angled. So we were sharp, so we need to go a little bit back on the bass side. Let's try that. Can you see that? I'm sure you can. Okay. Yeah, it's still a bit sharp. Okay, so I'll just angle the bridge back a little bit more. I'll just check the treble as well. Yeah, it's about bang on. And the bass. That looks pretty good to me. Perhaps a hair sharp. Let's just try a touch more. That is close. Bang on the money. Yeah, that's pretty much bang on. Okay, so that is this little guy finished again. So the break angle we've ended up with is not as much as I would like, but it is enough. It's enough. And the action has come right down now to a much more playable level. And let's see the nut end. Well, as I said, off camera I did make a very slight adjustment to these. Just the outer two, I lowered them very slightly just so that they match the middle one. And it's absolutely bang on. I don't need to do any more to that. So that literally is finished. So yeah, there it is. And you can see now that I've done the intonation, you can see that the bridge is angled slightly, and that's normal. That's very, very common for many instruments, especially, as I said, acoustic guitars. They always have an offset saddle, and you will often see instruments such as this that have the floating bridge where the bridge is angled, and considering considering what this is, I think that intonation is about perfect. I mean, you're not really going to get it much better than that, whatever you do. So, only thing left, I guess, is to see what it sounds like. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do actually is check to see if we've got any string buzzing, because obviously now that I've lowered the strings at both ends, potentially there could be string buzz, but I don't think there will be, so we'll just check that first. Sounds good. No problemo. Okay, no string buzz, so that's really, really good. So all that's left is to play a tune or two on it. I haven't played for ages, so I'm probably going to completely mess this up, but we'll see. Told ya. Okay, so I think one of the things that is happening here, because the strings are so much lower here, I'm missing them because I'm used to playing it with the strings a bit higher. So when I'm strumming, I'm just missing the strings. But yeah, all good. Everything's done on it. I'm not going to do any more work on this. I'm happy with it as it is now. And yeah, on to the next project or job, which in fact is, rather sadly, in some ways, I've got to get all my tools and everything out of here and turn it back into the classroom, because as of today, which is the 1st of September, we are officially open again. Whoop whoop. So hopefully we'll get customers, students coming back in again, and get the money rolling back in, and start to do things. So yeah, the project that I was talking about before, the mountain dulcimer or lap dulcimer, that's going to be on hold for the time being. Really need to try and get things back on track with the business, the teaching and the shop itself. It's still going to happen, just not right now. I've got to spend the rest of today clearing this room out, cleaning everything up, and getting ready to receive customers and students. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment and share. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. In the meantime, the rest of you all take care. Peace out.